Hello, Hank with Kickbox here. Love to talk to you today about verifying email addresses in your Iterable account using Kickbox. Sure, you can export your contacts and lists from Iterable and upload them to Kickbox to verify them and manually bring them back. But wouldn't you rather automate this process? Today, I want to review a way for you to set up journeys in Iterable to verify email addresses in real time. For the first step, we'll have to go over to Iterable and create an API key. From your dashboard, hover over Integrations, click on API Key, and create new API key. Let's name this Kickbox Email Validation. And it's important to note we need to change the type to server side, and then click Create API Key. Let's copy this API key because we'll need it in the next step. Next, head over to Kickbox. On the left-hand side of your dashboard, choose Add Integration, Real Time, and then Iterable. From here, let's name the integration Iterable, and then put our API key in, click Add Integration, and then copy your webhook URL. Once you have the URL, let's go back over to Iterable, hover over Integrations one more time, and choose Journey Webhooks. Let's create a new webhook. Let's call this Kickbox Validation. Leave this custom. The method is post, and then paste in your webhook URL. Leave all the other settings as they are. Click Create Webhook. Now, this is where the fun begins. Let's head over to Messaging and Journeys and create a new journey. Let's name this Email Validation with Kickbox. And click Create Journey. Now we're on our canvas and we can get started. Let's choose the custom event. What I like to use is a custom event of added to list or subscribed to list. I will choose main, which is a list I have that has all the email subscribers coming in from a form on my website as an example. We'll choose event occurs, subscribe to list, and choose main. Look at the other settings, but for the most part, I feel like these settings are pretty good. Click Update. Next, we will want to call the webhook. Let's choose a tile for webhook. Connect the two nodes together, and from here, we'll simply choose our webhook, Kickbox Validation. Click Update, and then also let's add a hold until node, and I'll explain this in a moment. Let's connect it. From here, we want to know when the properties change. This will be the properties for the email validation. I'm going to select result from this property value, and then also change this to is set. Set the duration to be 5 minutes, just in case there's some issues with validation, and click Update. This will allow you to start the validation process. We're adding in the rules not met in that 5-minute buffer, just in case there's an issue with your API key, maybe it expired, you ran out of credits with your Kickbox account, maybe the webhook URL is not available for some reason, or there's just some error in getting the validation completed. What we'll do with those is we'll choose list membership and drag that tile over. And let's connect that to rules not met. And from here, I have a list called not verified. This is a way I can identify them later to maybe come back and try to validate them again, either manually or using another workflow. We'll add the user to the not verified list. Let's click Update. For the rules met, in other words, if the validation did complete, we want to do first a attribute split. From here, let's set this up to be the attribute of result. Then we want to add deliverable, risky, and unknown. And then leave everyone else and click Update. Let's clean up our dashboard here. Let's make sure to connect this node to rules met. Again, I'm going to choose list membership, drag this underneath attribute split, and we can choose deliverable, risky, and unknown. This is totally dependent on you. I'm going to choose to put my deliverable, risky, and unknown into a list, and I have one set up that is called Hank's Kickbox list. I'm going to set them there because maybe I want to tell everyone how great Kickbox is and send out emails to people about Kickbox, and this will be going to people with those categories. Now, if they're not deliverable or there's an issue with the email, we could choose another list and connect the node, and let's say we have a suppression list of undeliverable emails set up, we can connect those. We can click update here, and pretty much we're done setting this up. I encourage you to test this, make sure it works, then turn it on, and you're off to the races, and you're validating in real time in your Iterable account. Let's click Save Draft, and then let's publish. What I will do here, I'm going to go to Audience here, Lists. Once we're in the list section, I am going to choose the main list and put in an email address and click Submit. Then we can check to see if the content has updated for this person. Here's all of the validation information, whether it's accept all, disposable, the reason it's accepted mail because it's deliverable, whether or not it's a false email address, whether or not it's a role email address, and the Sendex score, the Kickbox Sendex score. Now, if I look at my lists, I should have that email address on my Kickbox list, and I do. There you have it. A simple way to validate email addresses in real time in Iterable. If you have any questions, please reach out to us via chat or email support. We'd be happy to help you. Until then, happy validating.